Mary here, and autumn also is almost here now. So today we're going to have a look at how we could use some autumn things that you might be able to find on your walk out or a trip to the park and put them onto a sensory tray, and perhaps a couple of other little sensory activities that you could do with your child, just to give you some ideas of things you can do in and around autumn. So for my sensory tray today, I'm just using, this is just a big like plastic kind of serving dish that you might use for like a barbecue or a party or something like that. So I'm just using this for my sensory tray. My sensory objects today are all going to be quite dry. It's not going to be a wet, messy sensory play. It's going to be more of a dry sensory tray that I'm going to be making here. So I've just been out for a walk and I've just picked up a few bits and pieces that are very autumn that you could put on this tray, and then basically just let your child have a feel of them, have a play with them, see how they feel, what they look like. So to start with, I've managed to find a nice couple of bits of bark that have fallen off a tree. I've got some twigs in different sizes, some with a bit of bark on so it gives that nice feel. Again, all different sizes. They can bang them and make sounds with them. I managed to find a couple of old conker shells, and they're quite good because they feel a little bit prickly on this side, but they're a bit smooth on this side, so nice sensory feels there. Some more twigs and bark that I've found. I've got lots of different leaves of all different sorts, so there's different coloured ones, there's some that are a little bit more worse for wear than the others. We've got some nice green ones and some yellow and green ones. I've also found some little bits of seeds from one of the trees that are quite nice because they're all bunched together, a little bit shaky, a little bit of a noise and a rattle. And I think it's just some more leaves there now. So some nice yellowy coloured leaves. So this is what my sensory tray looks like. So there's a little bit of everything on there. It's all very autumn. And again, like I say, you can let your child have a feel of them, look at the different shapes, the different colours, see what sort of noises they make. Just generally have a nice play with them on that tray. And then when you're done, that's it, they can go. Your tray can be washed up and can be used for something else. So that's just a really nice, quick, simple activity that you can do. And all those things you can pick up on a walk out, if you go into the shops, to the park, wherever. At the moment, there's a plethora of leaves and things all on the ground from autumn. Another bit I found while I was out, and I think we've had a few recent storms and winds, and this whole kind of bit had blown off, which I thought was quite nice because again, there's lots on there. You can kind of play with it and you can shake it and you can bang it against others. So looking for something like that is quite nice for playing with. Now, something else you could do if you wanted to do something a little bit more messy with the autumn stuff is things like this. You could just get a big sheet of paper and a tray of paints and let them dip these in the paints and then paint with them on the paper. The same with all these leaves you collect. If you didn't want to throw them straight out after you've had a good look at them on your sensory tray, you could just get some simple Pritt Stick glue and some paper, and you could make some leaf pictures and patterns and help your child to stick those different types of leaves on however they wanted to put them on the paper and make a nice autumn picture that way. Now, for some of our children, touching some of these things can be a little bit of an issue because they're different and they're not sure if they're going to like the feel of them. So another way to use some of your autumn things, or to start off that gradual process of touching things, is I've got some of the drier leaves, the more crunchy ones, and I've just put them into a little sealed bag, or you could just tie knot the bag. And then what they could do is, rather than touching the actual leaves, you could do a nice scrunching activity with them like this. So they get that nice sound, particularly if they like all that sensory sound. You can do a nice scrunching activity and see if you can hear the crunching of the leaves. Another one for that is, I've simply got here a plastic jar with a screw top. and I've actually put in there, you can see some seeds off the trees, some acorns. So because it's clear, your child can have a look at it, they can roll it round so they can look at it, see it, but also can make that nice rattly sound with your autumn things. So there's lots of kind of things you can do very simply with a few autumn leaves and bits off the trees that you can pick up as you're out and about. So I hope that's giving you some idea for some really quick sensory autumn ideas. We'd love to see any autumn pictures or sensory trays or little rattly jars that you make. So please send us in your pictures and your videos of your autumn sensory activities.